Alright, we got more missions for the MX6000 today. We are going to bring some dirt. I think underneath these piles should be some more or less basically, yeah, some sassy black sort of almost dirt. Now what we're trying to do right now is fill in some low spots at my parents' cottage. And we're going to use the dump truck. We're going to be loading it. It has a payload of approximately 4,381 pounds, which happens to be the same as my pickup truck, I'm pretty sure, which is kind of hilarious. But, yeah, so we're going to take, I think it'll be about 4 scoops. Should be, well, no, maybe it's going to be a little bit more than that. Might be closer to 6 to 8. Let's see how we do. Now, some of you might be wondering why I'm using the mulch. Well, it's been sitting here decaying and doing nothing, and because I have it. And the other reason is because I'm not too worried about this is my own house, and I'm not worried about if I put a little extra topsoil down on top of it. Oh, there is a tool in this pile. That's fantastic. That's funny what you find in piles. Do you guys see that axe? Or I don't even know the technical name for that. Something you would use to get roots out of the ground, sort of. Now, obviously, this has been fermenting. So my one concern was, because we're stirring it up, are we going to find out... What I was saying was, are we going to find out the pile is going to get really toasty on us? Oh, that's nice and cool. Oh, yeah! It's still in good shape. Sweet. Things you find. But yeah, if you guys don't know, wood chips can get kind of hot to the point they can smolder and smoke and things. And I was worried that when I put them in the bed of my truck, they would get, you know, all turned over and all sorts of ripe and sassy. But I don't think that's going to be a problem. Now, if you're just pawing the pile there, every scoop is weighing less by a lot more than I thought it was. I was kind of hoping this pile was a little closer to straight up topsoil. It is not, but that's good because this can be a first layer. I don't mind that. Shall we see how the dump truck is at being a dump truck? Let's find out. Cummins power, baby. You know, all my friends and family gave this dump truck a hard time. We're just idling away here, so it just pulls away, no problem at all. It has a nice radio, it's comfy, the AC is ice cold, it has tons of power. If it didn't have a dump bed, everyone would be going crazy about what an awesome tow rig it was. And you know what, for what I do, even being a normal human being, not a, you know, a construction person or whatever, I'm not necessarily doing anything full-on commercial right now. This is a great truck. Now, I can definitely feel it back there, just a little bit. Now, what I'm concerned about here, I'm going to sign off because I got a line of 15 cars to wait for, so I'm not going to make you guys wait for that. All right, here we go. Man, this, you know, Cummins is such an interesting engine. The 6.7 Cummins and the 5.9. They just seem to, like, come alive when you put load on them. Like, I swear they got, like, a Cat semi-truck engine where they just start adding power at the same throttle angle just to make the truck feel like it's, well, hauling. It's an amazing feeling driving in Cummins. There's a reason why people love Cummins, and I am definitely one of them. I love this truck, and I love Cummins in general. They've been so good to me over the years. Now, this truck is a hydraulic lifter truck, and I knew that going in. I have, not only am I fairly mechanically inclined, I have a buddy who is just starting a, he's not necessarily focusing on diesel service, but a service business, mechanic business, but he does more, I'm hoping he gears more towards specialty things like, you know, truck builds and lift kit kind of things, and diesel service, heavy, what did I say, that high performance diesel service. Anyway, he just did a set of, a cam swap, body up, and a cam and lifter swap Hamilton setup on a 2021 Cummins that had him go bad with 280,000 miles or something. You know, I'm not really too concerned about what happens between now and 280,000 miles. If it makes it 250 without me having to care about them, I just, you know, I'm totally unconcerned and whatnot. So it drives very easy, no light steering feel. I will say I can notice that the front end has some weight taken off it, but it certainly doesn't make the truck uncomfortable or whatever. You know, I could speed up a little bit. Me and my cautious self doing 48 miles an hour. Very easy truck to drive. Love the dump bed. And I'm not going very far, or else I would put the tarp down, and I've been watching, and we should be in pretty good shape. I am going to slow down here. I do keep the exhaust brake on full time, because why not? We're going to be cautious here. We don't want a landscape guy to jump out from behind that, but it's a blind corner, so you never know who's coming. But anyway, moves it with extreme ease. Let's see how she dumps. And this is the first time me using the dump bed on this. I got it mostly because it's a more versatile flatbed, having sides and the sides that tip down. But I knew that I was going to use it for some dump work. Would you want to load each of these into, into the bed of the truck and use a shovel? Or would you like to take, a ton of loader loads all the way 3 or 4 miles away for this? Or would you like to use the dump truck and haul a bunch at one time? I think I'd like to use the dump truck. And the thing is, too, of course, the dump trailer is great, too. This short little thing, I can bring this back into my hunting property and do things, take loads of wood out and stuff. I'm very excited for what is to come with this truck. So you guys will see so much more on the Cummins dump truck. I'm so proud of this truck. I'm so happy that I own it, and I love it. It's really, I own many different trucks, and I have the opportunity to drive many different trucks. And I can see why myself and others put up with Ram problems to buy a Cummins, because they're just such fantastic engines, and they drive so well. This is an Ison truck, so we'll see how that holds up. I hear very good. It's not a performance truck. You can feel right away it's not a performance truck. But it's amazing when I took off there, it carried first just a smidgen longer than it normally does because of the load on the truck, and you could really feel how much performance was in the bag being sandbagged as it jumped in a second earlier when the truck's unloaded. It's crazy how their calibration makes the truck feel unloaded when it's loaded. But there's a reason why performance driven enthusiast kind of people get a little up in arms about, Cummins is in stock form, because they're kind of slow. It is what it is, but in this truck, I'm not so concerned about slowness. All right, let's dump this thing. Oh yeah, with ease. Oh, we still got a little bit to go. I'll pull forward a smidge. All right, we're all dumped, heading for another load. I think we clean it out really quick. My buddy just borrowed this thing for a mission, and I doubt he stood on it. So it looks like it peaks at like 30 PSI right now. Good truck. Anyway, obviously you're not going to be building a 60 by 100 pole barn with sand with this dump truck. But the thing is, it does small jobs very, very well. Does them efficiently in a small package. It's easy to maneuver and park and things like that. Clearly, the dump system has more than enough power to do what it's got to do. I was very pleased with that. It seemed to get right up and going right away, even though it's a scissor type lift. But that's kind of what all of these kind of dump trucks are. The king of caboodle is having that single front post lift cylinder like my dump trailer has. But that is a packaging issue. For something like this, you'd lose a ton of overall length for that. So anyway, let's keep pushing, and we'll keep getting some loads. I got my daughter's gymnastics at 5 today, so we got a little bit more to do before I quit to go do that. So we'll keep loading, and hopefully you guys are enjoying the video. A little bit of action today. All right, I'm going to this one just a little bit more stoutly. And again, it seems to not really care very much. I put one load or a whole scoop right in the back to fully fill, the back part. I wanted to make sure that it had a little bit of little help when it tipped up. I don't think it's going to struggle, but I wanted a little bit of weight behind the pivot point. Helps tip. A little trick with dump trailers. If little bit overloaded. If you can shift even a little bit back in the very back of a dump trailer, it'll help get it moving. And really what's getting it moving is the hardest possible thing to do. Once it starts to move, you should be, you know, more or less doing okay. So we'll see how this does. Truck wise, I mean, super easy. Again, this thing just loves cruising at that 48 number. We'll zing her up a little bit if I can keep it straight. 355. So cruising at like 9 psi, 10 psi, 11 psi. So that's good. And easy steering, no problem at all. This is definitely pretty sweet. You could totally tow something on top of having this load along with you. No problem at all. Let's go dump it. A decent little pile. Should be good for the big old hole there that needs to get filled. This is a pretty decent load. With ease. Now this load should kind of cover from about there to maybe over there. I'm spreading them out. I don't have my tractor here right now. Normally I would spread as I dumped, just because, I don't know, you can't back yourself in a hole that way, you know? I'm gonna have to pull forward. All right, we're gonna try that, and I'm gonna pull forward. You can probably imagine a little bit about what's going on here. We got low spots. The stuff's gonna fill it in a lot of the way. Then we'll put topsoil on top so the grass will grow all nice. You can literally see that this is like a basin right here. And water always collects in here in the spring, and it just kind of stinks. And like I said, we're gonna build it up high enough so that it slopes down there. So it should look really good. I'm thinking that I think another scoop right here would be good. I thought I was gonna get away with one there, but looking at how this is gonna lay out, I think I'm gonna have to put another one right here. And I didn't want to back myself in a hole like that in terms of I should have dumped that closer. But I really thought that I was going to be in good shape on that. But I am sorely mistaken. I can see how that's going to lay out, and it ain't going to happen. So we will go get another load. They're spread. Now, not one drop of sweat was dropped, because I was in an air conditioning cab listening to Joe Bonamassa. So I have not raked this yet. That's as good as I can get it with a whatever that thing weighs, 6,000-7,000 pound tractor that's wowing around on bumps, and wood chips are notoriously hard to spread flat. But I think it's pretty darn good. Keep in mind, wood chips are always going to decay more. They're going to end up taking less space. So it's a little humped right now, but I know it's going to go down, especially when I put the weight of topsoil on top and compact everything. I think this is going to look good. We definitely have now a very low spot unload. And the L39, or excuse me, the MX6000, this isn't my L39, is doing a good job. I just noticed that I sheared a shear pin when I was brush mowing earlier. I have two projects going on, so I came over to finish this. You know, nice little metal rake. Like, they are the best things ever made by man. This will be perfect with just a little bit of, a little bit of elbow grease. But we're going to pretend that we worked hard and drink a Propel and feel good about ourselves, because I'm pretty happy with how that came out. This is a little bit high right here. I'm hoping that when this decays a little bit, we got this root here that's been fighting us this whole time that didn't want to have things laid down. Get out of here. Oh yeah, that's a spicy one. So I'm gonna have to replace the shear pin. Now I have a ton of extra shear pins for it, and guess where they're at? My other tractor. So it's about time I buy some shear pins for this and keep them in the cab, so we'll be good to go. This is a dirt dog that I got from Good Works Tractors over there. They have a YouTube channel that's also a really awesome YouTube channel. This has been a really nice brush hog. I highly recommend this. The build quality is ridiculous. The cut quality is super good, except for when the shear pin fails. I'm a little surprised the shear pin failed. I'm kind of wondering, I hit a rock on the very last bit of cutting that I did. I hit a rock and I was already done cutting, so I just lifted the deck up and shut it off. And I'm kind of wondering if that's when I sheared it. So I'm kind of thinking that that's the case. So, what do you guys think? Look a little better? I think it looks a lot better. This biomass will definitely degrade. We'll top this off with topsoil, plant grass, and probably in a few weeks this will start perking up and looking much more not low. When I was a kid, and I lived here full time, a young man, I should say, a young, you know what I mean. I didn't grow up here, but this was always like just a puddle of water in the spring, and we can't have that. That's crap. The grading on this house or this property is trash, so we're trying to fix that and help the water shed away from the driveway, away from the courtyard where we want to, you know, have a bonfire, things like that. So hopefully, with the help of this amazing machine here, I think it's looking pretty good. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. A little bit different. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Take care all and have a wonderful day. Remember, if you want to see more about tractors, trucks, trailers, using equipment, all the good stuff, property work, land work, that kind of thing, power sports, make sure you hit subscribe and check out my other videos. Take care all and have a great day.